Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about basic mathematics. So in basic mathematics generally we discuss all the things whatever present in basic, but in this lecture I talk about the number systems. Number system is also a part of basic mathematics. So why we are learning basic mathematics? So actually our mathematics is very weak in advance, so because of that we are learning basic mathematics, because of somewhere we're missing basic, because of that we are learning basics. Okay, so I'm already here to help you in basic mathematics, and in this lecture I will talk about number system. So if you see here, number system is very easy. Okay, so if I talk about number systems is like you can see here, so it's like natural number, whole number, even numbers, odd numbers, integers, prime numbers, composite numbers, and co-prime numbers, twin prime triplet, rational number, irrational number, real number, imaginary numbers, and Ramnujam's number. Okay, so Ramnujam numbers. So if I talk about this actually in these numbers, in this whole numbers, you know there's lots of the numbers you know about, like natural number, whole number, even number, odd number. These are the numbers we already know that, but there is just some numbers in that row, co-prime numbers, twins prime number, prime triples number, we don't know about that. I know it. So in this lecture I talk about all the numbers whatever present in this. So we will talk one by one, and I will give a brief knowledge about it. Okay, so now I will talk about a natural number, so you can easily understand here. So natural number means what? First of all you have to understand that what is a natural number. Okay, so if I talk about natural numbers, so you can say is that the number which is starting from 1 and it's going till end. So remember that, you otherwise there is a one definition here. So counting number is are called natural number. Okay, so counting numbers, like we are counting numbers like 1 2 3 4 5 6 and till end. You can count how much you want to count. Okay, like 10 crores, million, 10 billions. Okay, like that if you count, it's going on counting. So counting number is also known as natural number. Otherwise you can say that the number, okay, otherwise you can say that the number which is a start from 1 to till end. Okay, 1 to infinity you can say. Okay, you can say infinity. Okay, so the number which is starting from 1 and it's going to infinity. For example, I can tell you example. You can write as examples. You can say examples. You can say, right, 1 2 3 4 5. It's going on. It will be not a stop here. How much you want to count, you can count. Okay, so have you ever listened that numbers will be end somewhere? No, numbers will be not end. It's going on. Okay, so you don't think this number will be ended here or something? No, number is going on. Okay, so this number natural number is totally completed here. I hope you understand the natural number. So now I will talk about whole number. Okay, so if you understand here whole number, so whole number means what? So you can say that the number which is starting from 0 and it's going till end. Otherwise you can see a definition here. All numbers, all natural numbers, okay, here all natural numbers together with 0 and are called whole numbers. Okay, so you can tell that all natural numbers together with 0 is known as our whole number. So whole number means, like you can say all natural numbers, we already know that. So it's starting with 1 and it's going till end, and our whole number means that whole number is starting with 0. It is starting with 0. So you can say that the number which is starting from 0 and its end infinity. Okay, so it means number. No means number. Okay, don't think no. Okay, don't think it's no, it's a number. I write in short form no. So the number which is starting from 0. Okay, so it's starting from 0 and it's in infinity, its end with infinity is known as whole number. If you example I can tell you, always remember whole number is starting from 0. It's a start from 0, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and it's going on. Okay, etc. It's going on. So this we already see that natural number and whole number. So I hope you understand the whole number. It's starting with 0 and it's going to till infinity. Okay, so now let's talk about a even number. So even number means what? So if you talk about even number, so even number means those natural number which are exactly divisible by 2 are called even number. Okay, exactly it's divisible by 2. It's exactly divisible by 2 are called even number. So I explain you here. So you can just in simple language I can tell you the number which is divisible by 2 is known as our even number. Okay, so the number which is divisible by 2 is known as our even number. Suppose I write here even numbers. First I write example of even numbers. I can ask you some question. Like if I give you 5, it's a 5. Can you tell me this it will be divisible by 2? No. If you divide the 5, it's not divisible by 2. So you can say this is not an even number. But apart from it, if you can take like I can tell you take 2. Okay, so if you divide 2, 2 ones are 2, it will be cancelled. So it means it will be cancelled. So it is an even number. Like this only, if you come here, example, if I write example to here. Okay, so if I talk about 1, so 1 is even number or not? You can say it. Okay, so if you divide 1, it will be divisible by 1. 2, it's not, so you can't count it. Okay, so when you come to 2, 2 will be divisible. 3 it's not divisible by 2, so you can't write. You can write 4, you can write 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, or like that 22, 124, 126, 148, 500, 5625, 2. These are the numbers which are known as even numbers. Okay, so even number means like the number which is divisible. If you see that number, it can be divisible by 2. All right, and if you see that number, it also divisible by 2. It's also okay. So even number, it is a even number. And if I talk about odd number, so odd number is totally opposite to that numbers. Okay, so if I talk about odd numbers, you can say that odd number. Okay, so odd number is totally opposite to them. So if I talk about odd number, I can tell you. So if you see here, I just erase it. Okay, so I erase it and see once. I told you. So the title is same only. I will change something. So if I talk about odd number, right? Odd number, right? So here is the odd number. I written here odd number. And when you see the odd number, those natural numbers which are exactly not, I can write here not. Okay. So if I here put not, divisible by 2 are called as odd number. Okay, so that is odd number. Okay, so let's understand as what is odd number. If I talk about odd numbers, so those natural numbers which are exactly not divisible by 2 are called odd numbers. Okay, not, remember this, exactly not divisible by 2. So in simple way I can tell you, so the number which is not divisible by 2 is known as odd number. The number which is divisible by 2 is our even number. So if I tell you, I can tell you if I talk about, so like 3, is it divisible by, it is divisible by our 2? It's not divisible. Let's talk about 5. I already given example of 5. 5 is not divisible. That means it's not divisible. It means it's our odd number. Okay, if I talk about like other numbers, if I talk about this 7, let's take the 6. Okay, so it is divisible by 2. So this 6 is not our odd number, it's an even number. Okay, if I talk about 7, okay, so it is not divisible by 2, it means it's a odd number. Okay, so I give write examples of odd numbers. Like if I write examples, odd number examples is like you can't say 2, it will be what number, like 1 will be your odd number, and 3 and 5 and 7, and it will be 9, it will be 11, it will be 13, and it will be 15. These are the not divisible by 2, and that's so on numbers. Okay, so these are the not divisible by 2. It's known as odd number. Odd numbers, it is a definition of odd number. I hope you understand that. So even or odd, what is the difference between even and odd? So even number is divisible by 2, or odd number is not divisible by 2. These are the difference in that. Okay, so now let us talk about integers. So if I talk about integers, integers is nothing but, you can say that it's a definition of integer. I just write here, all whole numbers, okay, all whole numbers together with negative natural numbers are called integers. Okay, I hope you can't understand this line. Okay, so I just tell you in simple language, the number which have negative and positive side and 0 is a neutral is known as integer. Suppose I tell you, suppose this is a number line. Okay, so I can write with this is a number line. Okay, 0 in the neutral, it's in the middle, you can say it's a neutral or a middle. And you can, if you see, this is my right hand, this is a this is positive side. Where is my right hand? This is a positive side. Okay, and where is it? It's my left hand, right? So it is a negative side. Got it? So here will be positive number, right? A natural number. 0 is neutral, right? Positive number like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here write the negative numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. So you can see this integers is what? The number which have negative and positive side and 0 is in neutral are called as integers. Okay, so in simple we can say, right, you can say this, you can write the integers. The example of integer is, I can tell you here. Okay, so take an example of integers. Okay, so take an example of integers. You can write integers like natural, whole, everything. Okay, so you can write whole numbers, like you can write 0 is also integer. If you write 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the integers only. And it's also if you talk about 0 is a whole number, 1, 2 is also whole number, 1, 2, 3 is also natural number, and this 0, 1, 2, 3 is also a natural number. And if you write like -3, -2, -1, this is a natural number. Can you tell me? No, it's not. It's a whole number? No, it's not. But it is our integers. So remember, when you have a negative numbers or a positive numbers or 0, or in the between of 0 or 0, these are our integers. Okay, remember, integers means what? Negative numbers and positive numbers, and 0 is in between, neutral in number line. Otherwise you can say negative and positive numbers are our integers. I hope you understand the integers. What is integers? Okay, now let's talk about a prime number. Okay, so prime number means what? Okay, so if you see the definition is that those numbers which are greater than 1 and having only two factors, that is 1 and itself, are called prime number. Okay, so I think you will not understand the definition. What is the exactly definitions tell? Okay, so if you know about the prime numbers already in previous, so you can understand. If the person who did not know in that, so they can't understand the definition, I explain you how it will be. So in general language I can tell you. So in prime number means what? The number which have only two factors. So if you think if you don't have any factor, you don't know what is factor. If you know what is factor, then it's you can understand. If you think you don't know about factor, okay, so it's very hard for you. So I tell you factor means what. Okay, so factor, like suppose I write any number, I write 8. So 8 will divisible by how many numbers? So if I talk 8 will be divisible by 1 also, 8 will divisible by 2 also, 8 will divisible by 4 also, and 8 is also divisible by 8 only. So these are the factors. Okay, so these are the factors. Suppose like if I talk about 4, what is the factor of 4? 4 is divisible by 1, 2 and 4. So these are the factors. Okay, I hope you understand. So okay, so right now I tell you, so I hope you understand this, like prime numbers. So prime numbers means the number which have only two factors. So already tell you what is factor. Okay, so two factor. So what is those two factors? That is only one or exactly itself. Okay, so exactly itself number. Okay, suppose I give an example, I can tell you, suppose this is 2, right? It's 2. Take example of 2, 3, 6, 5, 7. I take a random number. Don't think it will be in series. Everything is not a series. Okay, So you are strong in mathematics, not a lecture. Okay, so if you see here, so I can count here, I can tell you. If I talk about 2, so what is the factor of 2? See here. So can you tell me what is the factor of 2? I can tell you. 2 will be divisible by 1 and it will be divisible by 2 only. Then after any number who divide the 2? No one numbers. So what is the rule of prime number? The number which have 2 factors. It have 2 factors only. And it is also divisible by, and what this is the 2 rules. What the number which is divisible by 2 factors, or second rule is that, otherwise you can say second definition, you can remember that the number which is divisible by 1 or the self number. The easy way of prime number is, remember this, the number which is divisible by 1 and itself. This 2 is divisible by 1 and itself only, so it is a prime number. Now talk about 3. So 3 will divisible. What is the factor of 3? It will be 1. What the factor of 3? You can say 3. 1 and 3 will divide the 3. Otherwise any number who will divide that? No. It is clear here. It will be prime number. Okay. It will be how it will be, because it's divisible by, it is divisible with 1 and itself number only. So you can understand this. These are the prime number. And take an example of 6. If you take the 6, can you tell me this 6 will be divisible by 1, 2, 3 and also has 6. So it is divisible by 1 and itself. Yeah, it's divisible by 1 and itself only. But the theme is that you have to 2 factors only. In that there is a 2 factors. No, in that there is a 4 factors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a 4 factors in that. 4 factor in that. Okay, and we have to that, what we have to rule, the rule is that we have to 2 factors, and that factor is 1 and itself number. Like if you see here, there is a 2 factors, and what is this 2 factor? That is the only 1 and itself number, but here it is not. So you can say that this is not our prime number. Okay, so I tell you which are the prime numbers. I just write in series wise. I can write in series. So example take, so 2, 3, 5 and not 6, 7, 8 will be also not, 9 will be also not, that will be 11, 12 not, 13, 14 not, 15 also not. If you talk about 15 will be no, 15 have the, it will divisible by 1 and 3 and 5 and also has the is divisible by 15 only. So it have 4 factors. I think it's a have 4 factors, but we want 2 factors only, and that is 1 and itself only. So it will be not, that will be 17, 19, 23 and 27 etc. as number. Okay, you take the 27. I think 27 will be not, because 27 will be divisible by 1, 3 and 4 table is not, 6 table not, it will be divisible by 9 also. Okay, so it's going to be 3 factors, more 3 factors. Okay, so it's not 27 is not. You can take like 24 not, 25 not, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, so I hope you understand the prime number, and if you have any doubt you can just leave a comment. I explain you very clearly, and I hope it will be clear, and that will be one and itself factor. Okay, so now let us talk about composite number. Okay, so composite number means what? Okay, so I hope you know about composite number, or if you don't know then listen here. So actually the composite number means that the number which have more than 2 factors are called composite numbers. So in general language I can tell you, composite number means that the number which have more than 2 factors are known as composite number. For example, I talk about, so we already know that what is factor. I already explained in previous. Okay, so you know factors, what is factors, and more than 2 prime numbers are more than 2 factors are called as composite numbers. So you know prime number have 2 factors only, but more than 2 factors, when the numbers have more than 2 factors, is known as our composite number. For example, I tell you, suppose I take an example. Okay, so if I talk about you, I can tell you, write 2. So can you tell me 2 is a composite number? it's not a 2 is a composite number. How I tell you, suppose if you take a factor of 2, it will be 1 or 2 only. Itself number, it's a prime number. The number which have two factors and that is 1 and itself is known as prime number. It's a prime number. It's not a composite number. Composite numbers means the number which have more than two factors. Suppose if you take 4, take 4. 4 have a more than two. If you take 4, it have 4 has like it have two more than two factors, like 1, 2, and it has 4. Okay, it's have three factors. It is more than 2, right? So it will be 3. It is a more than 4, more than 2, so it will have the 3 factors. Okay, so it is a composite number. Like that example, if you take, it will be 6, not a 7. 8 is also not. You can say 9 and 8 also. Sorry, 8 is also, 9 is also, 10 also, and 11 not, 12 also, and no, 13 13 not, 14 also, 15 not, 15 also. Okay, and 16 also, 17 not, 18 also, and 20, etc. Okay, so these are the composite number. If you say that all numbers have a more than two factors, okay, these all numbers have a more than two factors, and these are known as only composite numbers. Okay, I hope you understand composite number. Now we have to talk about co-prime numbers. So what is a co-prime number? Let's see. So co-prime numbers means that two natural numbers which have only one common factor are called as co-prime numbers. So I know you did not understand this definition. So in general language, I can tell you the two natural number whose HCF is 1, you can say as two natural number, it's going something mistake here, whose HCF is 1. Okay, 1 only. 1 only is known as co-prime numbers. You can say this two natural numbers whose HCF is only 1 is called as co-prime number. Let's take examples. If you take two natural number, you can take any natural number. I can tell you here is examples. Take an example of other one. Okay, so if I talk about, so take two natural numbers, like if I talk about, this is of 8 is also natural number and 4 is also natural number. Otherwise, let's think about it. If you write what the factor of 8, if you take LCM of that, so if you take the LCM of 8, it will be 1, 2, and it also has 4, right? 4. Okay, and take the factor of this and 8. If you take the factor of 8, that will be 1, 2, 4, 8. This is a factor of 8, right? And take the factor of 4, that will be 1, 2, and 4, right? So can you tell me in this there is a one common factor? No, this one is not. This one is also common here, but 2 is also common. 4 is also common. So in this 1, 2, and 4, these are the three numbers is common in that number, but we have to take only one common factor, which we have to take only one common factor, but in this there is a 3 common factors, so this is not a composite number. Take another example. Okay, so take another example. If I write 7, and if I write 7 and I write 9, okay, so 7 and 9. So can you tell, if you write the factor of 7, you will see 7, the factor of 7 is 7. Okay, so I can explain here. Okay, so I turn here. So take a 7, and if you can write only the factor of 7 is only 1 and 7, right? And the factor of 9 is only 1 and it will be 3, and the factor of 9 is also has a 9. So if you observe here, in this there is only one factor. It is same. There is other, it's matching here, anything in that, there is only one. It's only one is matching in both up and down. In that 7, 3, 7, no. So this 7 and 9 is our composite, it's our co-prime number, remember. Okay, so now if you see here 2 and 3, here example already done. So if the factor of 2 is 1 and the factor of 2 is, that will be 1 and 2. The factor of 3 is 1 and 3. The common factor is only one common factor here. So it is our co-prime number. If you take another example, if I take 10 and 12, this is a bigger number, take a small number only. If I take 4 and 6, it is a co-prime number. Let's think. So 4 common factor is 1, 2, 4. This is a factor of 4. What is the factor of 6? 1, 2 and 3. In this, there is 1 is also common and 2 is also common. Okay, but we want only one common factor. That if you got one common factor, that is a co-prime, but here we got two common factors, so it is not our co-prime. Okay, and this is the example of co-primes: 5, 7, 4, 9, 20, 20, 29. These are the example of co-prime numbers. Okay, so I hope you understand this very easily. Okay, so I tried to explain this how much is possible for me in easy way. I explain you. I hope you understand. Okay, if you didn't understand, just put a mail, otherwise anything, comment, leave a comment. I just try to answer that. Okay, I hope you understand here only. So these are the co-prime numbers. Co-prime numbers means that have the HCF have only one factor, not like this. This is the HCF. 2 and 3 HCF is only 1, answer is 1. But here the HCF 4 and 6 will be, it's missing 2, 1 and 2. Alright, so it can't be our co-prime number. Okay, so remember, it's our not be a co-prime number. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, so now let us talk about twin prime. So twin prime numbers means what? Okay, so let's take a let's understand the definition. Definition tell that two consecutive odd prime numbers are called twin prime, or you can say that those prime numbers which difference is 2 are called twin prime. So actually in this definition there is a confusion definition. You can't understand this definition. Okay, so in simple language I can tell you, take a two prime number. You can take a prime number, otherwise you can take a odd number. So odd number, you already know that. To take odd number, if I take odd number like 3 and 7, okay, take odd number like 3 and 5. Okay, so this 3 is also odd number and it's also a prime number, and 5 is also odd number, it's also as a prime number, and in that there is a one difference. In this there is a difference is only one. There is a 4. There is a difference of 4. So that is known as our twin prime. Twin prime number means two prime numbers is written in one way, and there is a one difference of one number. There is a difference of one number. For example, I can tell you, if you I just write here. So if you see that this 3 and 5, okay, in this there is this is also prime, this is also prime, but in these are two primes numbers, right? In this there is a one difference is 4. So the difference is in this only 4. So it is known as twin prime. Let's take example 1. You can say 5 and 7. So 5 and 7 have also a twin prime. It's also prime, but in this difference is what? In this 6 is a difference. So you can say this is a twin prime. Twin prime numbers, when you got a numbers like you can't say that 7 and 9 is a twin prime. Can you say that 7 and 9 is a twin prime? So can you tell that 7 and 9 is a twin prime number? I say that it's not, because 7 is a prime number but 9 is not a prime number. So take which is a prime number? Take 11. So can you tell that 7 and 11 is 7 is also prime, 11 is also prime, but can you say that it is a twin prime number? It's not a twin prime number. How? I tell you here. You can understand this. 7 and 8. Which number gap? How many numbers is gap? It is in there is 8, 9, 10. These are the 3 numbers gap. So this is if there is a 3 numbers gap, it's not. When in that 2 prime there is a 1 number gap, that is known as twin prime. Okay, and if there is a more than 1 gap, like 2 gaps, okay, 3 gaps and 4 gaps, these numbers are not a twin prime. Twin prime numbers means both number will be, 2 numbers will be prime, and in that number there is only one difference. There will be one difference. There is a one difference, like 2 prime numbers and difference is only 1. Like I can tell there is a difference is 2 are called. So difference is 2 means like there is a one difference. Like if I talk about 7 and 9, there is only one difference, is that seconds. Okay, so you can understand if you like. If I write here, so let's example take 11 and 13. Okay, so it will be not. So 7 and 9 will be not. Okay, so that will be 11 and 13. So if you see this 11 and 13, so in 11 and 13 both are the prime numbers, and these two prime numbers I got. In this, what is the difference number? In this, these are the two different, there is a one difference in that. In the between there is a one number is gapping, that is 12. Okay, in that there is a 4 is gap, in that 6 is gap, in that 12 is gap, right? So the number is really like one step easier, two step easier. In that between there is one number will be out, and that was the known as our twin prime numbers. I hope you understand. Twin prime numbers means like the number which is nearby the prime numbers, but the gap is only one number. The gap is only one number, not only, if you see those prime numbers which difference is 2 are called. It means that you understand here, the numbers which is 2 only, the numbers 2 and difference is 2 are called prime. Two numbers are called prime numbers. These are 2 and difference is only 1. Don't go here those prime numbers whose difference is 2. Those difference is 2 means like 2 numbers and difference is only 1. Okay now, so I hope you understand it, and if you have any doubt, you just I put a PDF about it, and I put a PDF and you can easily understand by the PDF. All right, I hope you understand. Let's go to the next. So now let us talk about prime triplet. Okay, so what is a prime triplet number? Okay, so if you see the definition of prime triplet is a group of 3 consecutive prime numbers with a difference of 2 is called as prime numbers. Okay, so prime triplet. Okay, so prime triplet means like I can tell you. So we already see we know about prime numbers. Okay, so prime triplet means like the 3 prime numbers. Okay, so the 3 prime numbers means not like it's like you can write like this. You can don't write like this, like 7, 11 and you can say 13. Right, so you can't write otherwise 11, 13 and 15, 16. You can say 11, 13, 14 is not a prime number, 15 is also not, 16 also not, 17. So you can't write this 11, 13, 17. These are the 3 prime numbers only. Now these are the free composite prime. These are 3 prime numbers only, but in that there is a difference of only 2 numbers. Okay, so difference is only 2 numbers. If you see in this, difference of only 12. Okay, but if you come here in this, there is a lots of the number difference. In this there is a 14 difference, 15 difference, 16. In this there is a 3 numbers different. So you can't say that this is our co-prime number. Okay, so this is our prime triplet number. Okay, so remember, so if you count if you take 3 prime numbers, any prime numbers, you can't get prime triplet. Only you can get prime triplet in only one number. In the whole number system there is only one prime triplet number, that is your 3, 5 and 7. This is the only one. This is only one prime triplet number. Remember, this is only one prime triplet number. Otherwise, if you can see apart from it, you can't get any prime triplet number. If you see why, because in this there is only one number difference. In this also one number difference. In this 3 and 5 there is a 4 difference. In this 5 and 6 there is a 1 difference. It is a continue, like it is continue. 3, 5, 7, it's continue. If apart from this, if you can see other numbers, you can't get this all this like a difference is only 1. You can get there is lots of the difference, like 2 numbers different, 3 numbers difference, and sometimes 4 numbers difference also you can see. So in this whole number system, 3, 5 and 7 is only one prime triple number. Only these are the only triplet prime number. Okay, so 3, 5, 7 is a triplet prime number. Okay, I hope you understand this prime triple number. Prime triple numbers, I hope you understand. Okay, if you I tell you about, take another example. If you take 7, 9, 7 or 11 and 13. So can you tell this is a prime triple number? No, because these are the 3 prime numbers, but the difference in that 7 and 11, the difference is long. It's lots of different. You have to take only one difference. If you understand, I write here difference of 2. So difference of 2 means like 2 numbers difference. The number of difference is 2. 2 numbers difference is only 1. Okay, so 7 and 11. What is the difference in that number? There is a 2 numbers, 7 and 11. That's 2 number differences. 8, 9, 10. 3 numbers difference here. in that there is a three numbers is routing, then after I got, if you here it's 12 one number, it's okay, it's in this two numbers, in two prime numbers 11 13 one number, but here it will be three numbers, so you can't tell this is a prime triplet. You can search anywhere prime triplet number, there is only one prime triplet number, that is a 3 5 and 7. Okay, I hope you understand. Now let us talk about next. Let us talk about perfect number. Okay, so what is a perfect number? We have to understand here. So perfect number means like let's see the definition. So perfect number means if the sum of all factors of a number is twice of the number, then the number is called perfect number. You can say in the simple way, you can say that if the sum of all factor of a number is you can say that if the sum of all factor of a number is called as perfect number. Okay, so let's take an example. I can tell you, so if you take example, I can tell you, take an example of 4. Take a 4. Can you say that is a perfect number? No. Like how? I can tell you, the factor of 4 is 1 2 and that's 4. So leave the 4 because it's the 4 is itself the number, whatever number is given and itself number is leave, like this 4 is there, so it divisible 4 only, so it is itself number only, so leave it, you forgot. And now add this two number. Okay, if you add this two number and if it is 4, then it is a perfect number. How? I tell you, if you add 1 plus 2, that will be 3. So it is not a perfect number, right? So take another example. If you take if you take 5, can you tell this is a perfect number? Take an example. The factor of 5 is 1 and 5. So you can forget 5 because it's same number. So you have to forget this. And 1 plus 1, that's only. So it is not our perfect number. Okay. So if I take about let's think about let's take example 10. The 10 factor is that 1 2 and the factor of 10 is 1 and 2 5 and 10 only na. So if I ask you, this 10 you have to forget, right? Because it's the same number na, so you have to forget this 10. All right, now add this number, 1 plus 2 plus 5, it will be 8. So 8 here 8 will come here. If you add this number and if you get whatever number is it given, if suppose this number is 10 and the factor of the 10 is this, okay, I forgot 10, and if I add these factors and if we got 10, then it will be a perfect number, but I got 8, so it's not a perfect number. So let's example 6. Take a 6. The factor of 6 is 1 2 and 3 and 6, so you have to forget 6 because it's same number, so it's forgot. Now add it, 1 plus 2 plus 3, it will be 6 only. So we got our 6, like which number is given and factor we split it and which we get 6, so it is a perfect number. Because why? When we add these factors and we get 6, so it is our perfect number. Like this only. I can take another example. Let's take a 28. So first of all, you have to understand what is a factor of 28. If a factor of 28 is 1 2, 3 is not a factor of 28, 4, it will be 4, 5 not 6, it's not 6, and 7, it will be 7, 8 is not, now 9, no, it's not 9, 10 it will be not, 12 it will be not, 13 it will be not, 14 it will be. And if you count 15, so 15 is not, 16 also not, 18 also not, 19 20 also not. It will be in the table of 21 22 23 24, it will be in 28 tables, right? So 28 table. Then after the factor of this 28 is that, and we have to forward 28, right? Because the number which we have, right, that we will not count. Okay, and take a sum of that, and if you take the sum of this number and if you got 28, then it will be a perfect number. So if I add this number, 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 14, that will be 3 4 7 5 24. Okay, so that is 28 only. So you got the sum of, when you this sum, when we do sum of that number, we got 28. It means 28 is a perfect number. If you take an example of 14, it is the factor of 1 2 not 3 not 4 not 5 not 6 not 7 also, and 14. Okay, you can count 14, and 14 we have to, because 14 is already, so we can't. So if you add these numbers and if you got this 14, then it is a perfect. If you add this 1 plus 2 plus 7, you can got 7 10, you got 10. So it is not a perfect number. Okay, so I hope you understand what is the perfect number. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can just leave a comment, and according to me, whatever in my mind, whatever in this perfect number, I totally explain you. Okay, I hope you understand this perfect number. Okay, so now let's talk about next. Now let us talk about a rational number. Okay, so rational number is very easy to understand. Okay, so let us look at definition of rational number. So a number which is in the form of p by q, or which can expressed as p by q, where p and q are integers and q does not equals to 0, are called rational number. So rational number means, in general way, you can say that the number which is in the form of p by q, okay, and where q does not equals to 0 is called as rational number. For example, I tell you, so what is the mean by q does not equals to 0? It means, and what is the mean by p by q? All right, so when you write any number, you can write like this, 7 by 2. It is a rational number because it is in a form of p by q. All right, and if I talk 0.2, it is also in a form of p by q, because when it's go down, it will be 105, right? So it is also a p by q form. If 0.2 is a, if you, it is in a decimal, if you remove the decimal, it will be 1 by 5. It means it is also form of p by q only. And if I say that 0 equals to 1, it is a rational number, but if it is 1 by 0, it is a not rational number. Okay, you have to understand this. If any number is it 2 by 0, it's not a rational. Okay, and if you see that p and q are integers, so if you see this 7 is also integer and 2 is also integer, if you see 1 is also integer, 5 is also integer, and if you will write minus 2 by 5, it's also a rational. If you will write 5 and minus 2, it's also rational. Okay, because these are the integers. Okay, and if you write like 2, okay, root 4, so what is the square of root 4? It will be 2. So it is also a rational number. So I hope you understand the rational number. Rational number means, like, you can say that all these numbers are the rational number. You can say integers are the rational number. Okay, and where the negative will also come and positive will also come, and that will be in the p by q form. Otherwise, if I write 2 like this, it is you can say this is not a p by q form. If you observe, there is a, if I write, suppose this this is an example. Okay, this is a plus. We can think like this is, there is a 1, right? We think like this. Okay, so we can think there is a 1. Okay, like this we can think. Then after take 4, then after 4 ones are 4, if we are thinking here 4 and 4 ones are 4, that will be 4 2s are 8, and 1, that will be 9 by 4. Okay, we can think like is a 4. In that is a q is nothing, q is not given here. You can think there is a 1. Okay, don't take it like this. You can see, don't take it up. Okay, that 1 will be always in down. Okay, if the number will be not given, like, okay, if it is 4, you can think downwards in 1. Okay, you can think like this. Okay, you can imagine the 1. All right, I hope you understand the rational number. Okay, so now let us talk about irrational number. Let us talk about irrational number. Okay, we already discussed about rational number. Now we have to see the rational number. We already talked, and we have to see irrational number. Okay, so what is a irrational number? Okay, so if you see here, a number which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. Okay, so a number which cannot be expressed in the p by q form, where p and q are integers, or q does not equals to 0, are called as irrational number. Okay, so if I in general language I can tell you, the number which is not in the p by q form, like if you say this 5 and 6 is in a p by q form, it's a irrational number. It's a rational number, not a irrational number. So 5 by 6 is a rational, because this is integer, because it's in p by q form. So irrational means that it is not expressed in p by q form. Okay, for examples I can tell you. I can tell this like 2 is a rational number, right? How I can tell this it's a not rational? So suppose example you can tell it right, you can take another numbers, like you can see anytime you can see this, like this number, there's a one dot, then after 23, 23, 23, 23, this number is going on. Okay, this number is going on. It means if I put this 23 is repeating, it's a going on, going on, going on. Okay, it's a non-repeating. Okay, this is a non-repeating, so it means that this number is continuously going on. And so can you express it is in the p by q form? We can't express. Why? Because this number is not ending anywhere, it's going on. So these are the known as irrational number. It's a irrational number. It's an example of irrational number. Or one more example I can tell you. If you suppose there is a root 2, suppose there is a root 4, right? So root 5, you can say this is a 2 square means 2, the square of 2 is a root 4 only. Now it is clear. But can you tell this root 5? Root 5 is a irrational number. Anything in the what is the square of root 5? Can you tell that? Root 5, any square of root 5? No. The square of root 9 is 3, root 4 is 2. Okay, this I can write neatly here. Root 9, that will be 3 square. Root 4, that will be 2 square. But 5, it's not. Okay, I hope you understand. And if I write 1 by 2, it's a rational. Alright, if I write 1 by root 7, it is a rational? Not. It is integer, but it's not integers. Root 7 is integer? It's not. Why? Because there's a not ending of that. Root 7, anyone can end with root 7? No, because 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, then 7. No. So you can't say this 1 by 7. Root 7 is our irrational number. Okay, so it's our irrational number. It's not a rational number. Okay. Now, okay, so you know pi. It's pi. I can write here. Oh shit. It's pi. It's like this. You know pi. So pi is also a irrational number. Okay. So pi is also a irrational number. Okay. I hope you understand the irrational number. Okay. Now let's move on the next. Now let us talk about a real number. Okay, so a real number is very easy to understand. Okay, so I talk about real number. Let's see the definition of that. So if you see the definition of real number is a number which square is non-negative is called as real number. Okay, and simple language I can tell you, all numbers are real numbers. In simple way, you can say that all numbers are real number. Okay, so how I tell you, explain. So remember, real number means like all numbers are real number. That's enough for real number. Okay, and real number say that in real number there is one rule only. All numbers are real number, but the negative square is not a real number. Like that is the real number. That 7 is also real number, but that 4 is also real number. That 2 is also real number. That's 7 by 0 is also not 7 by 0. I can write here. The 7 is 2 also real number. Okay, and I don't think like 7 by 0. If you can search like this. Okay, I don't have any idea about this 7 by 0 is real or not, because this is not a rational number, right? It is a irrational number. Okay, it's also irrational number or not? It's also not a irrational number, so it is not a real number. 7 by 0 is a not, I think. Okay, I think, according to me, I think, but I'm not sure 7 by 0 is a real, but I think. Okay, and when you come to that, like 1.232323 is going on, this is also a real number. Okay, but what is not a real number? Okay, so minus negative square is not a real number. Okay, so have you ever seen that a square is negative? No, a square is never negative, so that is not a real number. So negative square is not a real number. Apart from negative, a negative number -3, -2, or you can say like 0, these are the real numbers. These are the real numbers, but the thing is that a number, a square is not non-negative, is called a real number. Means like, okay, this is not a real number. Remember, minus 12 is not a real number. Okay, apart from that, these all are the real numbers. Okay, I hope understand. If you take the minus 4, okay, this 2, a square is 2, it's also a real number. But if you take minus 6, it's also a real number. But why? Because this is not a negative square, so because of that, that is a real number. I hope you understand the real number. Real number is very easy. You can say that all the numbers are real numbers in easy way, apart from negative square. Okay, I hope you understand. Let's talk about imaginary number. Now let us talk about imaginary numbers. Okay, so what is imaginary number? So let's see. A numbers whose square is negative is called imaginary number. So you by this definition you already understand this. The square is if the square is negative, that is known as imaginary number. Imaginary number is nothing but it's a negative square is known as imaginary number. Suppose if I take an example. Okay, so if the square is this 7 is not imaginary number because it's not a negative square. But apart from if you take minus 7 square, it's an imaginary number. If you take minus 3, it is an imaginary number. If you take minus 4, it is an imaginary number. If you take minus 2, it is an imaginary number. If you take minus 1, it is an imaginary number, etc. Okay, so the number which is negative square, the number whose square is negative, his square is negative, right? So it is a imaginary numbers. Okay, I hope you understand what is imaginary number. And now let us to discuss next. Let us talk about Ramnujam's numbers. Okay, so we already know about Ramnujam. Ramnujam was a great mathematician and he was a very fantastic person. Okay, so he give numbers that is known as 12, 26. Okay, and that is known as Ramnujam number. So sorry, 12, 70, 70 and 29 is a Ramnujam number. We know that why we call this Ramnujam numbers. Actually, when Ramnujam was in hospital and when he was in other country, it's 17 and 29 is also known as like taxi number. Okay, taxi number. So there was one taxi and his one friend, he see that number and he said like get a imaginary number, that was the 1729. Then Ramnujam was say that it's an imaginary number and he started searching that number and he said that this number you can write in two form of a square. You can write this number is two form of a square. This is the only one number 1729 you can write in two form of a cube, not a square, cube. Okay, so let's talk about definition. So it is the smallest natural number expressible has the sum of two cubes. We can express the sum of two cubes in the two different way. You can express in two different way, like 7029 you can express as 10 square plus 9 square. This is the one way, not a square, it's a cube. Okay, 10 cube plus 9 cube. I'm sorry for that, I did a mistake here. So 10 cube and 9 cube, and now here 12 cube and plus 1 cube. You can express like this. Okay, so these are 1729 is a Ramnujam number. Okay, I hope you understand the Ramnujam number. And whatever in this we already know that and we already see all this. Okay, so we already talk about our number system. So our number system is totally completed, like natural number, whole number, prime number, composite number, triple primes, whatever in that we totally discuss the number system, whatever present in this imaginary numbers. Like, okay, so our number system is totally completed, nothing is else in this number system. Okay, we will meet again, and now our topic is ended, number system, and we will meet a new lecture. Jai Hind.